Are we on sound? Can they hear us? Yeah. Great. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're well. Welcome to our pre-match press conference for our FA Cup match against Wycombe Wanderers on Monday night. As you always, we'll start with broadcast questions. Please raise your hand if you do have a question, which we will start with Gary Cottrell. After that, we'll move on to the written section, which is embargoed till 10:30 p.m. on Monday. As usual, no live streaming or tweeting during the press conference itself. Gary, we'll come to you first.
Hello, Jose.
Gary.
Could I get some team news? Are there any new injury concerns at all?
You know, the injured that has no doubts about playing, not playing, is of course Julio Celso. Still has a few more weeks. Apart of that, we are speaking only about small injuries, question marks, doubts, and in that little group we have 2 or 3 players with small problems that I'm not sure that they can play the match on Monday.
Can you say who they are at all?
Yeah, Matt Doherty. He was not involved in Sheffield. I'm not sure that he will recover. Dele Alli, not training in the last couple of days. Small problem in the tendon, but not sure that he can. Sergio Aurier also not really well. We have a few, but out that I can say in this moment, still 3 days before the match. We never normally do press conference 3 days before the match, but 3 days before the match, the only one that I can say completely out is Gio.
Thank you. You mentioned there that Delhi obviously may not be involved for that reason on Monday. I just wanted to ask whether you thought what you were saying last week about Tanguy and Ndombele, listening to the advice that he needed to change some things. Is he an example for Delhi, would you say?
I don't like to go in that direction. I was speaking specifically about Tanguy, and I don't remember if the question was from you or from another colleague, but I didn't want to accept any responsibility in the change. That's the way I look at things. We are an external source of motivation. The real source of motivation is the player himself. And I was speaking, of course, in a very happy way about Tanguy transformation and the way he's playing.
Last night, Liverpool's unbeaten home league run came to an end. Your record over 2 periods at Stamford Bridge, back-to-back 77, is safe. Obviously 150 across 4 clubs at the start of your career, unbeaten in the league at home. Do you think that kind of record, those 2 that you've got, can ever be broken?
You know, the records are there to be broken, even the most incredible ones in so many sports. But there are some records that are you look to them and you feel that it's almost impossible that somebody to do it. And honestly, what Liverpool did was amazing. What they did is very, very difficult to achieve. And of course, our record from the Chelsea time is still the record, and is very, very difficult for somebody to do better than that. But congratulations to Liverpool for the amazing run that they had by not losing a Premier League match at home for so long.
Just one final one from me. Some talk about Jedson, some movement perhaps on his situation. Torino, it's being reported, maybe interested to take him on loan. Do you know anything about this?
No, we don't speak with other clubs, of course, because the player is not our player. We speak with Benfica. And since the moment where we felt that we were not given to Jedson the possibilities of playing many many matches and being out of Europa League list, we felt that we didn't have the right to keep him. If he stays, great, is another option for us. And every time he plays his bits, he does always well for us. So it would never be a problem to have him. But we never felt the right to keep a player that is not our player and is not playing as much as they would like. So if there is anything between us and Benfica, yes, it is. Benfica knows that we are open to cooperate with a friendly club like they are. But if there is any other club involved where Benfica can make a move with Jadson, that I cannot confirm because honestly I don't know.
Okay, thanks, Gary. Moose, I think you did want questions, but you haven't raised your hand. Do you want questions? Nod if yes, and unmute yourself. Please raise your hand in future. Thank you.
Finish?
No, you wish.
Sorry, Simon. I texted you earlier. I thought that was me raising my hand. No problem.
Here, I forget.
Okay, Jose, into one cup final already. How important is it that you keep the momentum going in the cup competitions? Because obviously players are going to need game time by taking Wycombe as seriously as you did Marine and getting through in the FA Cup.
You know, with all the respect to Marine, Wycombe is a different level. It's a more difficult challenge. What we did well against Marine is not enough to win against Wycombe. They are a different level, of course. They are fully professionals like we are. They are talented people. They have ambitions. They want to compete. We need more. We need more than we gave against Marine. With all the professionalism the boys behaved there, but we need more because the game is going to be more difficult.
In terms of big teams, I mean, we've seen Liverpool lose last night and stutter in recent weeks. Likewise with Chelsea. Spurs have had a couple of results which have not really gone against them. You've had a lead, but you haven't gone on to win the game. But you haven't really had that bad run yet. Why are teams having bad runs, do you think, across all competitions? Is it because of the amount of games they're having to play? I mean, is this season beginning to take its toll on the players?
I would also say that we had a period where we could have more points than we had. We lost 2 matches. We drew also a couple in that period. So I would say that almost every club is having these difficult periods. I would also give responsibility to opponents. I keep saying that what was almost a scandal years ago is not a scandal anymore. Any team can go to any stadium and get a result. For me, that's clearly a situation that people cannot underestimate, and people sometimes, the teams potentially considered with less potential, is not like that as much like before, and these clubs and these professionals, they also deserve the credit. So I don't open my mouth anymore of wow, what a crazy result. No more crazy results. So I feel it quite normal that every team, even the ones that the objective is to stay champion or top 4 or top 6, I'm not surprised if these teams, they have a run of a few matches where confidence drops a little bit as consequence of a couple of bad results, and then you pay with a few bad results. But the reality is that nothing is eternal, not the consecutive victories and not the consecutive defeats, and always the next match and the next and the next are open matches with open results.
Then finally, the next match could be a good opportunity again for Carlos Vinicius, who's got a hat-trick in the last round of the FA Cup. You are also being linked with another striker in Danny Ings. I mean, are you still looking to add to your forward attacking options at Spurs?
Look, let's go bit by bit. Two strikers. We are not a team that needs a third striker because the third striker is Sonny. So we don't need more than two. Of course, we have the best. We are happy with Carlos. Carlos is not our player. He's a Benfica player, but he's a player that we are helping to develop, and he's helping the team when is asked for. So we are happy with the situation. Ings, of course, I refuse totally to say any word about him because he's a Southampton player, and I respect that.
Okay, 4 people with hands up. I will try to get to all of you. George, we'll start with you.
Thanks, Simon. Hello, Jose. You mentioned your best strikers. Will they play on Monday, considering you play 3 days later against Liverpool?
It's a very difficult game. It's not easy. It's not an easy game. We of course we want to make a few changes, but because it's natural, because as you say, we have match after match after match, and also because some other players, they deserve the chance to play, and some of them, they deserve the opportunity to show why they are not happy when they don't play. So yes, we are going to make some changes, but yes, we go with the whole group because we know that we have a difficult match and we don't want to throw away any competition. If we lose a competition, if we are knocked out of some competition, has to be because we were not good enough, not because we didn't face the game with the respect.
And just the last one from me. You know Roman Abramovich really well. Do you think they'll stick with Frank Lampard, who's under a lot of pressure at the moment?
No, that's not my problem at all.
Jerry Cox, I'm coming to you.
Hi, Jose.
Hello.
4 years ago, Wycombe were within a minute or two of beating Spurs in the FA Cup. I think there were 2 injury time goals by Spurs that won it. And 5 or 6 of your players were in that squad. Will those players, Eric Dyer, Ben Davies, will they be telling the others the importance of taking this game seriously and not underestimating the opposition?
5 or 6 of us and also 5 or 6 of them. So they also have in that team 5 or 6 players that were playing, and of course they also had that great experience for them. Yes, I believe that the players can share feelings and emotions with the others. It's also our responsibility to analyze the opponent, and to analyze the opponent is also to show our players what they were capable to do against us. So yes, I think that game is a good game to be analyzed and discussed because Tottenham was really, really close to be knocked out from Wycombe at that time.
Okay, we'll do one more each from Ellie Gold and then Jonathan Ville. Ellie first.
Hey there, Jose.
Hello.
You mentioned about Jedson and not being able to fit him into your European squad. And obviously we know there's others. Paolo Gazzaniga can't get in and Joe Rodon still has to be fitted in. That kind of amount of foreign players and being over the limit, how much of a problem has that proved to be in the transfer window as well, in terms of maybe bringing people in or letting people go? And is it something you have to fix in the summer?
It's I'm not even thinking of repercussions in relation to the transfer window, but the reality is that was not easy to let Gazzaniga out, but no other option. Would be great for Joe Rodon development to have the chance to play Europa League. We played already 9 matches in Europa League, and if Joe was available to play these 9 matches, he would play for sure 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, and would help, of course, in his development and adaptation. So it's not an easy situation. Then how can you have more English players from the academy, and then you have basically to try to help the academy, but at the same time you depend on their work, you depend on generation, you depend on talent, and honestly, I don't know if I should say it or no, but the players that I feel more talented in the academy are not the eldest ones, are very young. We are speaking about kids of 16-year-olds. We are not speaking about kids of 18, 19, let's say men that just need a less push. I feel that the biggest talents are very, very young. Of course, we have to help in that development in collaboration with the academy, but we have to wait a little bit more. English players from other clubs, they want to keep them. They want to keep them because normally all of them, they have the same kind of problems, or potentially they have the same kind of problems. So it's not easy. It's not easy situation, and clearly it's not a situation that you can resolve in one season. Is not possible.
Jonathan with the last one, then we'll move to the writtens. Jonathan.
Jose, that injury you mentioned about Delhi, is that the reason why he didn't play last week at Sheffield? And also, do you think he'll still be at the club after the transfer window shuts?
The reason why he didn't play, or he was not selected for Sheffield, is everything in relation with this injury that he has, which is not the kind of injury that will keep him out for weeks and weeks like Gio, but is an injury that doesn't allow him to train fully with the team, and like happened in the last couple of days, no chance for him even to train. So that's the situation for now.
Okay, we'll move on to the written section. Which is embargoed till 10:30 tonight.